I need Dr. Phil's help to tell her that she in fact does not have cancer and that what she is doing is wrong.
Number 10, Danielle Bergoli.
This is exactly how you act with the therapist. You don't talk.
Nope.
You have to be pretty darned memorable on this program to become a meme. Danielle Bergoli, now known as the rapper Bad Baby, both stunned and entertained the world when she appeared on Dr. Phil. And her signature catchphrase, "Cash me outside, how about that?" instantly became a cultural sensation.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Huh?
Catch me outside, how about that?
But while that was funny and all, the then 13-year-old Bergoli was still a very scary and shocking guest. She openly admitted to stealing credit cards and vehicles, laughed while describing instances of physical violence towards her mother, and threatened to fight both her mother and the audience. So young and so disturbing.
I steal cars. I steal her credit card. I ain't gonna lie, there's no reason to lie. Everybody know already, like.
Number 9, Tyler Perry's wife.
I met Tyler Perry through his official Facebook account.
A woman by the name of Carla appeared on Dr. Phil claiming to be Tyler Perry's wife. Only, she isn't. According to her, Perry messaged her on Facebook and they instantly became friends.
Now, he proposed to you on...
Via video, he proposed to me.
On video?
Through an app.
So you saw him?
No, I didn't see him.
Once Tyler proposed over the internet, he asked for money for his various charities, and Carla sent him $100,000, leaving her broke. Her daughters rightfully assumed that it was all a scam, but Carla wasn't having any of it.
Do I believe I'm being scammed? No, I don't believe I'm being scammed.
She also believed herself to be the mother of Perry's real son, somehow. It's a sad and upsetting story combining the worst aspects of celebrity worship and gullibility.
He's real.
It's possible.
It is not possible that he's fake. I wouldn't be here doing this. I'm not that type of person to waste my time.
Number 8, Peyton's racist father.
My dad has called my son a critter, a monster, a creature.
A lot of things can tear a family apart, including racism. Guest Peyton's dad is a member of the KKK, who served 9 years in prison for manufacturing bombs to blow up an abortion clinic. He also refuses to acknowledge his grandson, Peyton's child, because he is half black.
One drop of non-white blood, it ceases to be human, and since it's not human, it is not my grandchild.
According to Peyton, her father has called her child critter, monster, and ape. In his words, his grandson is not human because he's not 100% white. And because he isn't human, he couldn't possibly be his grandson. It's a sickening, heartbreaking story, and one of Dr. Phil's most challenging to watch.
I love my daughter with all my heart, but the thing is, I cannot go against my moral and religious beliefs and accept her child.
Number 7, Mackenzie and her family.
We constantly have to keep an eye on Mackenzie because we never know what she's going to do next.
9-year-old Mackenzie is a hard child to manage, as seen in home videos of her toppling furniture, screaming, and attempting to bite her mother.
You're biting me, stop it!
Her mother also claims that she has punched her brother in the face, thrown scissors at a teacher, and attempted to topple her cousin's crib. She also relays a horrific story of the time Mackenzie stood in traffic, hoping to die.
So when we were at my sister's house, Mackenzie ran into a busy road and just stood there, just holding her arms out.
She's definitely a disturbed child, and her ongoing treatment, including heavy doses of pharmaceuticals, isn't any comfort or help. Worse still, her father allegedly beats her with a belt. What a tragic and shocking story.
I don't have the vocabulary to tell you how outraged I am at the medications that have been thrown at this child.
Number 6, Tanya Ramirez.
Your friend knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Am I in the twilight zone here?
Now here's a story for the ages. A 29-year-old teacher by the name of Tanya Ramirez gave her phone number to a 17-year-old student. This student then appeared at her doorstep one night and they had sex, and the student filmed the encounter with his phone. He then distributed the video to his friends, and it soon spread throughout the school, leading to Ramirez's termination and a second-degree felony charge. She in turn sued the student and his mother for defamation.
If she's not a sexual predator, as she says that she's not, then Why did you plead no contest to a second charge?
To make matters worse, the student's mother called the sex tape not that good, implying that she, watched her son's sex tape. You can't make stuff like this up.
Did you think he showed it around school for bragging rights?
From what I've heard, yes, it was exactly what it was.
Number 5, Patricia.
My mother did a local news story telling everyone that she had stage 3 cancer.
It doesn't get much worse than lying about cancer to get attention. A woman by the name of Patricia claimed to have stage 3 cancer, and according to Patricia's daughter, she told her story on a local news channel to receive attention and collect possible donations.
I need Dr. Phil's help to tell her that she in fact does not have cancer and that what she is doing is wrong.
Patricia then told Phil that she had brain cancer, had numerous tumors removed, and that her entire face was detached for the procedure.
I have had 17 strokes, brain surgery, plates in my head, pneumonia, collapsed lungs, and 2 near-death experiences.
And while she did in fact have some form of brain surgery, her medical records disprove almost everything else she said. According to Patricia's daughter, she made this story up after her husband died. It's exploitation, but hey, that's Dr. Phil.
Well, you don't need to be a doctor to know you can't lose 100 pounds in 6 days unless they're cutting off body parts.
Number 4, Aneska.
Violence makes me feel comfortable.
Here's another awful story featuring 12-year-old Aneska. According to her parents, Aneska is out of control, to put it mildly. How so? Well, she chases her siblings with knives, chokes her sister, and sets fire to comforters. They also say that she once killed the family hamster with a flashlight and squeezed a baby bird to death after finding a nest outside.
When Aneska was 7, she went outside. She got into a bird's nest. She killed the baby birds.
According to Aneska, the voices in her head told her to do it. This is, by any standard, a terribly sad and disturbing case, and Aneska is easily one of Dr. Phil's most troubled guests.
The brain's engine is out of sync and not in rhythm with itself, which might explain why she's having a lot of aggression and impulse control.
Number 3, Burke Ramsey.
But somebody comes in your room with a flashlight and you never get up and say, what is going on here?
In 1996, child beauty queen JonBenet Ramsey was murdered in her house. The case remains unsolved, and after 20 years, her brother Burke broke his silence and granted an exclusive interview to Dr. Phil.
I'm not the worry type. I'm not the, I guess part of me doesn't want to know what's going on.
Some people took issue with it. Many viewers noted Burke's awkward and fidgety demeanor and found him unsettlingly unreliable. This forced Dr. Phil to defend Burke on his show, claiming that Burke was just nervous. Burke is a shocking guest not only because of his emergence after 20 years with a horrific account of the night his sister was killed, but because his appearance caused so much controversy and discussion in the media.
For a long time, the media basically made our lives crazy.
Number 2, Nikki.
Do you really want help, or do you just want to have a baby and then go back out on the streets?
In this episode, we watch as a heroin addict is chastised by her family. However, Nikki is no ordinary junkie. She is an 8-month pregnant opiate addict. According to the narrative related on the show, Nikki was very close to having a baby, she lived in a van, and dabbled in prostitution so she could buy herself and her boyfriend heroin.
And then go buy some drugs and come back and we would use together.
How much did you get?
I got $60.
She also admitted to overdosing when she was 7 months pregnant, and that she puts heroin before her baby. Sometimes Dr. Phil cases can shock you. Sometimes they can scare you, and in the case of Nikki, they make you feel wicked shame and anger at the subjects involved.
I've been doing this for 40 years, and you, girl, are circling the drain.
Before we unveil our topic, here are a few dishonorable mentions.
One of my biggest temptations is wanting to whack you across the head. I know it's Jesus. I don't care if my family disowns me. It really comes down to if you're a true believer in Jesus or not.
Okay. You are not involved with this man.
No.
You do not have this predator in or around your children.
No.
You don't have no spin, no secrets. You are not involved with this man.
No.
I will be your spectacle. I will be your laughing spectacle. You can all laugh at me. It's fine.
You know what? I think we're just going to shut this down because I'm not into all this melodrama and you playing the victim and everything, so.
Number 1, Zachary Davis.
Did you kill your mother?
Yeah.
It's not often that a convicted murderer gives an interview to Dr. Phil, but here you go. In 2012, teenager Zachary Davis bludgeoned his mother to death with a sledgehammer. Dr. Phil interviewed him 2 months before his trial, one which eventually led to a life sentence for Davis. And this was easily the creepiest and most shocking interview in Dr. Phil history.
Where was she when you did this?
She was in her room.
What was she doing?
She was asleep.
Davis detailed why and how he murdered his mother, and throughout the interview, he simply stares at the doctor with emotionless eyes and speaks in an unnerving, jigsaw-esque monotone voice. The interview is full of tension and horrific content, and we can barely stand to watch it.
Are you sorry that your mother's dead?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.